OK, space is regarded as the final frontier, and for a long time it's only been accessible by super-rich international agencies like NASA. However, one Perth dad is out to change that with plans to launch Australia's smallest satellite into space in what could mark the start of a new industry. Here's 96FM's Ian Blackley with our brainy state.
I think there's a big future for small satellites.
Hopefully will be a change in the way Australia does space.
This looks as though it could be any suburban backyard in Perth, but what's actually happening inside this garden shed is making history for Australia and could change the way that we think about space exploration forever. Let's have a look. As home DIY projects go, this one's literally out of this world.
We're going to build a satellite that's going to be launched into space and it's going to take photos of Australia.
You heard right. IT worker and father of two, Stuart McAndrew, is joining the space race from his humble man cave by creating this, Australia's smallest ever satellite.
I've been learning as I go, so I'm not coming into this project as an expert, so I've been having to teach myself the skills to be able to design this kind of thing.
Known as a pocket cube, the tiny satellite is made using off-the-shelf materials, including aluminium from a hardware shop and electronics bought over the internet. This is the antenna, right?
That's the antenna, yes. The first Australian amateur satellite used a Stanley tape measure, and I'm following in their tradition.
Is that right? That's really? It. So this Stanley tape measure is going into space, and that's going to be the antenna. That's amazing. OzQube-1 will also contain a 2-megapixel camera that will orbit the Earth for the next 25 years, photographing Australia and transmitting the images back via amateur radio frequencies.
Anyone around the world that I guess has the skills and pointing their antenna in the right direction, they're going to be able to receive the telemetry and the pieces of images from this satellite.
And here's what those radio signals will sound like. This is a real recording of a satellite transmitting information to Earth. That's pretty spooky.
Yeah.
In fact, the TARDIS has just pulled up out the side here.
Some people call it Space 2.0 or New Space.
Professor Andrew Dempster heads the Australian Centre for Space Engineering Research at the University of New South Wales, where he's working on slightly larger satellites called CubeSats.
This is really quite revolutionary, and it is a change. And for us in Australia who've been disappointed by Australia's performance in space, it represents a real opportunity.
Australia is the world's largest economy without a dedicated space agency, and Andrew says it's hurting us.
We've become very reliant on primary industries, mining in particular. These high-tech economies, these service industries, this is where Australia should be thinking about operating.
Using cheap materials means Stuart's whole satellite costs around $1,000 to make. A bargain compared with $1 million spent on conventional satellites. But the real kicker will be next year's launch, which comes with a $30,000 price tag. Money he's hoping to raise via crowdfunding.
It's a very expensive taxi ride. The pocket cubes go into the deployer goes into the Italian satellite goes on top of a Russian rocket, and the Russians launch it into space.
To build our presence in space, Stuart believes our state needs to back brainy projects like these, and says it's not hard for other backyard boffins to follow in his footsteps.
So I think anyone with a reasonable level of intelligence and they can apply themselves, I mean, if I can do it, surely someone else can.
For more details on Stuart's project, including his GoFundMe page, head to our website.